Since 2002, the nonprofit Charles Pankow Foundation has emerged as a prominent funding source for the cultivation of ideas that benefit the construction industry. The foundation's partners and collaborators are a virtual who's who of AEC firms, and the research it funds has led to construction breakthroughs, most recently SpeedCore, the modular building core system. Joining us today to discuss the foundation's mission and agenda is Anne Ellis, a structural engineer who since 2018 has been the foundation's global and executive director. Welcome to the Weekly, Anne.
Thank you. Nice to be here.
And the foundation lists among its partners 29 research universities and 34 research affiliates that include several leading AEC companies. How do these relationships typically manifest themselves?
Well, John, most of all of our projects and research initiatives are initiated by an owner, a designer, and or a builder with a ubiquitous problem that the industry has been struggling with, and typically an innovative approach to tackle that problem. So they bring it forward, they raise the issue to one of our board members or myself, and that's how the conversation typically begins.
I see. Okay. The foundation recently added 2 board members, Glenn Bell, a senior principal with Simpson, Gumpertz, and Hager, and Greg Geddes, corporate director of design services for Hensel Phelps. What role does the board play with the foundation?
Well, these gentlemen, like all boards, they set the strategic direction for the foundation. Our founding board members, the 3 that preceded Greg and Glenn, they actually built the foundation from the ground up. And Greg and Glenn have come on board to bring fresh and additional perspectives on the industry, and they're serving as major force multipliers in our efforts.
Mm-hmm. Is there any relationship between being a board member and getting an idea forwarded?
Well, it's helpful. These are all very innovative people. Every one of our board members and my predecessor executive directors, as myself, all have extensive resumes in the industry. We have extensive networks across the industry. And, through these conversations and our organizational activities, we are constantly in dialogue with people with problems and more importantly, with great ideas on how to address those problems.
Mm-hmm. I have a multi-question here.
Okay.
Where does Pankow's capital come from? How does the foundation determine which ideas and research it supports? And how does the foundation define the payoff from that investment?
Oh, excellent questions. Well, our capital comes from many sources. We have our endowment from our benefactor, the great industry innovator, Charles Pankow. Additionally, all of our projects receive at a minimum 50% funding from industry. Mm-hmm. And those sources can come from owners, they can come from design firms, construction companies, and often from industry supply chain companies as well. And then we have our industry partners, the industry organizations, trade associations, standard developing organizations, professional societies, and similar, who will also contribute to projects. And we see that contribution from industry, whether it be financing, in-kind services, or material donations, we see those as a very important signal that we are on to a really good problem and a really good solution.
Interesting. When you're talking about the payoff, what's the calculus for that? Is it less tangible than just saying this led to this, or how do you figure it?
Oh, no. Well, the ROI, it's interesting. The foundation is in a great situation right now with our age and so many projects under our belt. We've actually stepped back and taken a look at not only the results from our research that we see in codification, material standards and similar, but we're also looking at the industry impact. And, the types of problems that we solve are so big that it can take years to manifest as industry impact. But we've had the luxury now of time to see some of that impact. And then we have projects that are implemented immediately, like the embodied carbon and construction calculator. That tool took off like wildfire, and that capitalized on years of research that we had developed that laid the foundation for an embodied carbon methodology. But I think the quickness of industry acceptance of that tool was really unusual.
Are there any other recent projects or research that you'd like to highlight that you think maybe even our listeners don't know that much about that you think are important?
Sure. Well, one not quite so sexy as the embodied carbon and construction calculator was the work that the industry did collaboratively on bringing advanced steel reinforcing into the marketplace. And the high strength steel rebar. That was an extensive collaboration with industry. Our rebar that we use typically in this country is 1950s technology. And you think of the material advancements in steel over that time. And yet our framework, our industry framework of codes and standards, material standards were actually a blocker. But they also served as a good roadmap. We knew what we needed to research and to inform changes that would take down those barriers. And it took about 7 years to really make a difference and get the standards updated to reflect and accept these advanced materials. A less sexy topic, but the impact on that for safety on job sites.
Oh, everybody uses rebar.
Absolutely. And with these advanced rebars, we can simplify the rebar cages and really have a positive impact on construction schedules and, like I said, safety as well.
And my last question is to get your general assessment of what's the state of research funding is in our industry right now. Is it in good shape? Is it in not so great shape? What's your take?
Well, we never have enough money, right, for research. Nobody will tell you that, we have too much. We absolutely don't. The state of need far exceeds what's made available. And unfortunately, in many cases, what is made available is done so reflecting the fragmentation of the industry. So you'll see a lot of investment on the same topic and people aren't even aware. And then you see individual companies that are investing and they try to go it alone and they realize that doesn't work. And so then they reach out looking for partners to help advance. And I think something that the Charles Pankow Foundation has done very well is become that place where industry can come, collaborate. And a very important point is that all of the results of our research are made free, given away to the public so that they can use it and capitalize on it. And that's another big difference, particularly now in a time when we're so enamored with
proprietary.
Yes, exactly. Proprietary solutions and trying to capitalize on those. We are an industry, we are a work for hire industry, designers and contractors in innovation terms. And so, trying to monetize some of the things that we do and hold it tight don't necessarily end well, not only for those companies, but for the industry.
Well, Anne, thanks for sharing your thoughts and your foundation's mission with our viewers. I wish you good luck through the remainder of the year. And thanks again for watching. This is John Caulfield of Building Design and Construction.
Thank you.